I want to show you how to make God give you super abundance even in the most dry place. How to make God give you super abundance even in the desert. You see, abundance is the will of God for you. John 10 and verse 10. The thief comes but for to make you poor, to steal, to make you sick, to kill, and to make you a slave to destroy you. But I am come that that you may have life and super abundance of my provisions anywhere you are located. How can you make this happen? That's a question. If you can hear me today, hear me. Today will mark the last day you will ever know dryness or lack. You can live in affluence in the midst of dryness. You can live in super abundance, whereas others are living as paupers in misery. This is the key. John chapter 6 from verse 1. After these things, Jesus went over the Sea of Galilee, which is the Sea of Tiberias, and a great multitude followed him. A great multitude. A great multitude followed him. Watch. And they followed him because they saw the miracles which he did on them that were diseased. And Jesus went up into a mountain, and there he sat with his disciples. A mountain is not the place people sow seed to receive a harvest. A mountain is not where people expect abundance from. Jesus went to where it was impossible for any man to have abundance. Let's see what happens. Now, when Jesus said, and the Passover, a feast of the Jews, was nigh. When Jesus then lifted up his hands, he saw a great company come unto him, and he said unto Philip, whence thence shall we buy bread that these may eat? And he said this to prove him, for he himself knew what he will do. Follow me. Philip answered him, 200 penny worth of bread is not sufficient for them, that every one of them may take a little. One of the disciples, Andrew, Simon Peter's brother, said unto him, there is a lad here in the place where multitudes were, in the place where so much people were. There was a lad here who has 5 loaves of bread and 2 small fishes. But what are they among so many? Now Jesus said, make the men sit down. Now there was much grass in the place, so the men sat down, in number about 5,000. 5,000 men were there. Not one person gave a dime, not one person gave a loaf, but a lad gave. In the place where there was lack, this only one boy gave. Nobody else has or agreed to give. Maybe some had and were sparing their own or saving their own, but this lad gave. Hear the story. Jesus made the men sit down, and they sat down by 5,000. And Jesus took the 5 loaves, so the boy gave it. Jesus received the 5 loaves from the boy. What are you giving to him? He received it from him. That was all the boy had. The boy did not remove anything from it. He gave all he had to Jesus. Now watch. Jesus took the 5 loaves, and when he had given thanks, he distributed to disciples, and disciples to them that were set down, and likewise of the fishes as much as they would. When they were all filled, he said, disciples, gather the harvest, gather the fragments that remain, that nothing be lost. Therefore they gathered them together and filled 12 baskets with the fragments of the 5 barley loaves which remained over and above them that had eaten. Then those men, when they had seen this miracle that Jesus did, said, of a truth that the prophet that is to come into the world has come. Jesus fed 5,000 men besides women and children from what the lad gave. Who took the 12 baskets? The boy. Disciples, men carried his harvest from the mountain to his home. Nobody gave, but only one. The one that gave was the one that got the harvest. Many are dying in lack because they don't know how to make God give them abundance in the place of scarcity. They don't know how to make God give them superabundance in the place of lack. They don't know how to be free from lack like the 5,000 men who are suffering. A lad got his harvest, whereas the men went on carrying nothing. Hear me. Your problem of lack is the problem of your heart. Your problem of lack is the problem of your lack. How the boy could have said, okay, let me give 4 and keep 1. Or let me give 4 fishes and 4 loaves of bread and 1 fish. And let me keep 1 loaf of bread and 1 fish. He gave his 5 loaves and the 2 fishes he gave all. Look at Luke chapter 21, from verse 1 to verse 4. Jesus, the Bible tells us, sat in the temple, and he looked up and saw the rich men casting their gifts into the treasury. And he saw also a certain poor widow casting in thither 2 mites. And he said, of a truth I say to you, that this poor widow had cast in more than they all. For all these have of their abundance cast in into the offering of God their little. But she of her penury had cast in all the living that she had. She gave all. The boy gave all. Who did God take care of? The one that gave all. Hear me. You can make yourself become an entity, an enigma, a mystery in the midst of lack. All you need is to put your confident trust in the Lord and give him your all, and you'll be free from every challenge of life. The poor young boy who could give the Lord his 5 loaves of bread and 2 fishes carried home 12 baskets. Others who gave nothing went home with nothing. They only ate and they had nothing left over. May you be free. May God open your eyes to see that your giving is your master key to your freedom from every lack. That whatever you give God, God multiplies back. He breaks. If you put your seed, the seed dies, is broken, dies, and is multiplied back to you and give back to you, the sower. Whatever you give, from there God supplies all you're looking for. My prayer is that you will make God give you abundance instead of you living your life in lack by your commitment to the giving covenant from today. The Lord bless you. The Lord multiply your seed as you sow today. This is the highest and greatest place to give. Jesus mission headquarters, I bet you. Try and see. Give God your all. Sacrifice your all and see what God will make out of you. We don't beg people. We tell you, Christ said give, and the boy gave, and Christ took all from the boy. He's not afraid to take all you have. The woman gave her 2 mites to the offerings of God. God took her all. And from that time, God took over all her needs. You can write your story. Give God your all, and you can qualify for his all. I have done that. Why don't you join me and see how sweet life can be? God bless you. Peace in Jesus' name. Amen.